Alright, so hello gamers and welcome back to another Phantom Forces video. I know I just said I'd make less videos on this game, but there's been a big update, including a new rework to a bunch of guns and a bunch of new M60 stuff, a completely new model. This gun is completely different. So smash like if you're new and subscribe, because only 30% of the people watching my videos are subscribed. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. There has been some massive changes, including this new lighting. It looks very cool, but I'm getting about half the frames. So hopefully you'll be able to disable this. Oh my god. First off, we have a rework to the HK417. It now has better recoil, higher minimum damage, a better headshot multi, better aim and walk speed, and a little bit less min damage range, and apparently with hollow point, this can 2-shot to the head at all ranges. If you're running the hollow point ammo, it can't 3-shot all ranges, but yeah, this should give it a little bit better ability to 3-hit, better recoil, and overall better handling as well. Not sure if I'm going to use this, but infinite 2-tap head is very cool. Muzzle velocity is also really good, so you could totally use it like a DMR, which is really fun. New recoil feels still pretty weird. Okay, depleted uranium. I'm not going to shoot the loudener, but now the loudener has reduced suppression, which is pretty interesting. This is basically to combat people running loudener, M107, extended mag, all that stuff probably. Let's see how loud this is. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn that down. Next up, we have a rework to the MP10. It now has way better recoil, better minimum damage, better ranges, and better aiming speed. This should... Oh my gosh, it's very accurate. This should make this gun quite powerful, I'm not gonna lie. It still doesn't have great muzzle velocity. Oh my gosh, yeah. But this should make it actually a very solid weapon. 850 RPM, the reload time is pretty good, and it's going to absolutely laser at range. And also 31 head all ranges is pretty good. Muzzle velocity is still pretty rough, but we'll see how this turns out. This map is way too dark, man. So many people running the M60, man. We're gonna get to that one later. I mean, it's very accurate. Next up, we have a buff to the G3. The default ammo now has a little bit better muzzle velocity, barely more muzzle velocity. It's only 25 more, but yeah, the recoil is still the same, which is interesting. And overall, this is a tiny buff to the base gun, but the 45 ammo got a huge buff, which I actually asked for, and luckily they did add it, which is very nice. Okay, I haven't really been using this gun that much since I got 10,000 kills on it, but it still is very good. 45 has now become 45 Super. It has lower muzzle velocity now and decreased pen. However, it has slightly higher damage, way better ranges, and it has a 2x headshot multiplier, is what I was asking for, because for some reason, when you put 45 on the G3, even though it's, known for having a very high headshot multi, it got rid of its headshot multi, but now it still has that, which makes this a very strong ammo type, because it can one-shot to... Well, not one shot to the head, but one head, one body, as you can see. 76 damage headshot. It also sounds really cool with the suppressor. I'm not gonna lie, this might be really good. This is kind of like the HK416 with 300. The muzzle velocity is pretty bad. It's 1300, and the fire rate is really not too great either. A lot slower fire rate than the HK416 with 300, so I think this should make it actually very balanced because, yeah, it's got great headshot multi and stuff, but the fire rate isn't very high. I mean... recoil's pretty good. Finally, though, the 45 ACP is actually good because they added it. I was super excited, and it was never any good. But now it's actually going to be pretty solid, at least for closer ranges if you're hitting headshots. If you're not, it's 600 RPM 3 hits, so really nothing too special outside of hitting those headshots, which is how this gun should be, right? It should definitely reward you for landing headshots. 46 from there is crazy. Yeah, this is going to be really nice. I'm very excited to see how this turns out. I think people might be running the G3 now, even though they probably should have before. But yeah, if I'm spamming from range, it's not going to be very good. But for close range, oh my gosh, feels great. And I'm going for headshots. I know how to hit headshots with this gun. The RPK74 now has much better damage, increased ranges, and better aiming speed. It has lower suppression, but it doesn't matter. The main thing here is that it has a much further 4-hit kill, and it can... what? That recoil feels a lot better. The main thing here is that this can now 2-shot headshot again and 3-hit kill to the body like it could before. What? That was a crazy wallbang. The recoil feels so good now. Yeah, RPK74, it's going to be really, really good, I think. I'm very excited to use this, not going to lie. Because it actually feels really good now. Oh my gosh, that suppression. We're about to get to the M60 change, but before that, we have to go to a change that I absolutely hate. And this is exactly the thing that I predicted, or I knew that they were going to do. Basically, that they removed the burst on the AK-12BR. As you can see, it has crazy recoil now, and that burst is a 3-round burst and only has 700 RPM. You guys remember this gun? Like, the only reason that people used it was for the hyper burst because it was really fun to fire it that quick. Now it's only got the 700 RPM, and also the recoil. It feels awful. It feels like you're just having a headache. That is horrible. Oh my gosh. I have 700 kills on this gun, and I only use it on burst, and now you don't have the burst. Yes, there is a burst, but it doesn't actually reduce recoil, and it doesn't increase fire rate, so there's no really reason for it. Before, it used to increase your recoil and increase your fire rate, so you had very, very high recoil. Yes, there was a bit of a oh my gosh, there was a problem with it recently where it didn't have recoil. But that's not my problem, okay? I was using it back when it had a lot of recoil, and I still had fun. And now the recoil is just you're having a headache. How is... Okay, dude. They might want to fix that recoil, man. That feels awful. But the main thing is that this doesn't have the high fire rate. So you might be wondering, why? Was it balancing? No, it was realism. They removed this for realism because this caliber shouldn't have a hyperburst. Okay? I don't care if it's not realistic. I wanted the hyperburst. It was fun. And now we are removing fun things for realism. This is exactly what I predicted was going to happen, and it's unfortunate. That was a crazy shot. I'm a little apathetic to these changes because I know they're going to keep happening. This is what they want to do now. You might be wondering if it got any buffs. It kind of did get a huge one, and it's probably unintentional because I don't know if Lido knows about what AP does in this game anymore. It can almost 3-hit kill all ranges, but if you're running AP, it can 3-hit kill torso all ranges, which it's very good if you don't mind having a migraine from using it. Awesome. I love realism. Super fun. Now we are on to the M60 chain. The M60, I think, yeah, it no longer has a ramp down. So that's awesome. It always has 600 RPM. It's now called the M60 E6. It does have like a front post on it, which is kind of rough. Remember how it had like high fire rate, high recoil, and went down over time? Now it just always has the good fire rate. Before it was like 550 to 650. Now you're always at the 600 mark, which is honestly like the best part. It kind of balances out the recoil and the fire rate with it, and now it's just really accurate. And yes, this gun is capable of 3-hitting to the body, all ranges, and it also does 46 to the torso, which is insane. Also, because of the new lighting, the night vision scope is actually not that bad, which is kind of cool. You can kind of use it on this gun a little bit, which is funny. It has better range, better walk speed, better suppression, and a faster reload time, and it does have a bunch of different ammo types. First off, it has the assault box, which is really cool. It gives you better walk speed, better reload speed, all of that kind of stuff. Basically, all together, better handling stats, but you only get 50 rounds and 150 in reserve. I think this is actually a super nice feature, and I think a lot of people would use this, except that AP gives you that 3-hit, so people probably won't be using this, unfortunately. But I think it's really nice that you can get a faster reload and stuff on this gun. 5.6 second reload is still not great, but it is cool that you can run this if you want to. But like I said, a lot of people are going to run AP because you can infinitely 3-hit with that. And infinitely 3-hitting is very good, obviously. Next up, we have depleted uranium, which gives you 27 damage up to 35. So you can actually 2-hit kill to the head all ranges. You have a 30-round belt, which is not great. This has 3.2 studs of pen, which is obviously very, very good. I wouldn't really say that this is that powerful or anything. Yes, it has good damage over a long range, but then the recoil is not going to be that good at 200 studs away, so I don't think a lot of people are going to be running this one, but it is pretty cool. Then we have the 5.56 by 45 millimeter kit, which is interesting because it is a 4-hit for some reason, down to a 5-hit, which is not that great. Except it does have a lot of bullets and better recoil, so I guess this is all right. Kind of interesting. This kind of feels like the Stoner 96 with worse damage, but you know, it is kind of a laser beam if you go prone, so maybe decent. I mean, it feels very accurate, so maybe a solid thing to run. Lots of bullets, you know, but I mean, you may as well just reload a gun with less bullets, in my opinion, but all right, okay. And then we have Test Kit B, which I think the only difference is this one has a little bit better max damage and a little bit worse min damage. And I don't know, like the difference isn't that big. So this has a little bit more reserve ammo as well, which is interesting. Having 300 makes more sense than 250 because usually you have a certain number of mags that are like rounded to like the number of bullets in a magazine. With the other one, you have 250, but then 150 in your gun. So it's like, it doesn't round. Are the test play spawns worse than the main game, or is it just everybody using an M60? I don't know. Also, the daylight cycle is turned off. So So now you have to play on night maps, by the way. I don't think the daylight cycle actually works at all in the first place. So it's either you're playing a night map or a day map, depending on the map. So, yep. Lots of awesome changes in this update that hopefully they figure out. AK-12BR should not have its burst removed. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.